Hey, what's up, guys? 8 here with another Sword Soul replay for you. I'm 818 ranking during this one, and my opponent's only 300, so he's not very high ranked, but I felt like he played fine. It didn't feel like I was against a 300. I won the rock, paper, scissors, shoot. He opened Ash, Graph, Torn Scales, Imperm, Droll. I opened Protos, Mo Yi, Long Yun, Adhara, Ashina. So his hand is definitely well equipped for going second. It sucks that he drew Graph, but Torn Scales is still like a starter on its own. And then he's got the 3 hand traps to stop me. And then my Ashina, Adhara, Long Yun, Mo Yi, Protos feels like a very, very good hand. We'll see how it manages to play through this, though. So I pitch Ashina to special the Long Yun out, get a token, and then we Synchro 10 for Baron. Then Long Yun burns him for 12. I'm going to normal Mo Yi, reveal Adhara. And looks like he lets it go through instead of impermanent. Maybe he's holding the imperm in case I try to negate Droll or something. So I go Chizao 1, Mo Yi 2. And he's going to Ash that. So I'm just going to search Blackout. And it looks like my Protos is pretty live here. But I don't go for it. Now that I'm aware of what the matchup is, that was huge for him that I didn't go for it. Because I probably didn't want to give up my grave resources at the time, as these are pretty, like, fine. It's just an Ashina I'd be giving up, really. But it's for the chance at a blowout, but it might not be a blowout. So, if I would have summoned it, he probably would have impermed, and then knowing he impermed, it would make me feel like it mattered to him, and I could Baron negate, and then I would just win. But like I said, I didn't even summon it, so he just scoops anyways. And that's a little odd to me. I feel like he could have played through that, but game 2, I won't know what he had. Maybe he couldn't. Like, he didn't have much going for him. If I negate the Torn Scales, that was like it. But he opens Torn Scales, E-Telly, Ash, Fog Blade, and Cloak. I open Ecclesia, Vishuddha, Emergence, Sthana, and Ecclesia. And so one of the Ecclesias isn't really going to be live, since I believe all of its effects are once per turn. Yeah, every effect on this card's once per turn, so one of these is dead, but like Vishuddha and Ecclesia are insane extenders going second. Vishuddha helping you break boards and Ecclesia just playing through interruptions. But he's definitely got full combo and I have no way to stop him. So he's going to E-Telly out Tracker, normal Torn Scales, pitch Cloak. Cool thing here for him too is no matter what, like if I had any interruptions, he would still have like 2 good interruptions no matter what. So Torn Scales sent Cloak to dump Boots. Now we're going to see him go into the Cheerbini. Cheerbini probably dump Graph. Graph summon Seer. Yep, Graph effect for Seer. Link those into the Bardiche and bring back Cheerbini. And then Bardiche effect set the Shade Brigadine, sending another Torn Scales. I wonder why not send a copy of Boots. Maybe like this will just send Boots anyways, so it doesn't matter, but I don't know. It might be nice to just send one so you can use it whenever you need to here. And that way, this would be able to send a trap. But maybe he's about to search Boots off Cloak. Yeah, he's going to search Boots off Cloak. Banish the Ragged Glove. Chain the trap. And then dump Wings. And then Torn Scales will come back. He'll link into the artifact Dagda, which just takes 2 monsters with different names, so it doesn't matter that Shade's a normal. And then special the Boots. Overlay for the Break Sword. Break Sword gets braked by Bardiche, and then he'll chain Dagda to set Scythe. The Break Sword specials 2 out. Link those into Anaconda. Anaconda, send the bricks for Phoenix Enforcer. Banish Cloak to search Fogblade, and then set both Fogblade pass. Or end phase, he's going to Phoenix Enforcer, popping his own Anaconda. The reason you got to do this is because you need this zone open so that you can banish Wings to summon Break Sword to try to be either an interruption or another way to pop the Scythe. So I draw in a Long Yun. The DPE is going to come back, and I just scoop here. So 2 games where neither of us could break the board going second. Game 3, I'll get to go first, and hopefully it's the same scenario where he can't break my board going second. I open Ash, Taiye, Protos, Emergence, and Hara, and now I know that Protos like auto wins this, so this should be good for me. He opens Torn Scales, Token Collector, Torn Scales, Tracker, Reborn. So he's got a lot of good combo pieces and a very high impact hand trap in this matchup, which also at this point, I had hardly ever played through it. Like no one really would side this in against me, and if they did, they didn't draw it. So I am very inexperienced still playing through Token Collector, but this was like my first time trying. It's kind of cool. I'm excited to see how I did because this was a couple days ago. I don't really remember. But I'm going to Emergence for Long Yun. Since I have Protos, I can afford to do that because I think that's like my only real way to search Protos outside of Heavenly, and I didn't draw Heavenly. But I'll pitch the Adhara, special the Long Yun. And then like this is just the standard Long Yun, Taiye, like Adhara combo. I'm just going to end on like 3 interruptions, but also Protos. At least if I do this right, I think. Oh wait, never mind. He's got Token Collector. So on the summon of my token, he's going to drop the Token Collector, which is pretty odd here for me. So what I end up doing is normaling Taiye, linking 2 into Shaman, and banishing 3 for Protos. Then I'm going to use Protos Call Dark and just floodgate him out. Now, looking at this, I kind of want to see if there was something better that I could have done. Probably not. I think Monk takes 10 Ys to make. I didn't have access to 10 Ys. I just had Long Yun Taiye. There's a world where maybe like I could have shamaned, pitched the Ash to bring Adhara, link Adhara into Monk, and then I could Protos, because I think Protos can do also from the field. So instead of banishing Adhara, I could banish the Monk, which would just leave me with an Adhara and Grave. And I already played into Nib at this point, I think. So I went summon now Long Yun, summon Token, that's 2 summons. He destroyed my token. I summon Taiye, that's 3. I link in a Shaman, that's 4. I special Protos, that's 5. So this play already played into Nib. So if I would have done that, I would have played a little harder into Nib. But I would have had the Adhara for possible recovery later, but at the cost of the Ash Blossom. So I think that I'm fine with the play I made, and I don't really see if there's a better play I could have made. Yeah, I don't really see anything else I could have done there. If you guys see a better play I could have made, let me know. I just end up passing, though. He draws in a Scythe, and Torn Scales isn't dead. He could still use the effect, technically. He normals it, uses effect, pays cost, and here I Ash that. Then he's going to special the Tracker. I don't know what he's going to do since he can't go into Darks, though. He overlays for Levy. Nothing is... Oh, I have banished cards. Oh, he's just going to go Battle. He's going to crack that. And I guess drop Zeus, maybe? Yeah, and then he's going to Zeus. And he just passes. He doesn't Zeus the Protos here. This game looks really grim, actually, now. Standby main. I use Protos Call Light. And he chains Zeus. I'm surprised he didn't just do that in the standby, but who knows? He draws Imperm, but this looks really, really bad because he can Imperm for Torn Scales, but I do have the Ash to trade with that. Not Imperm for Torn Scales, Reborn for Torn Scales. So yeah, he Reborns the Scales. He's going to declare the effect, pitching Scythe, and I'm going to Ash again. And so he just goes Battle Phase, hit for 6. Sets the Imperm pass. And so now we're in like a super grind game. All I can really see that I can draw is like Ashina or Taiye, and I draw an Adhara. I guess that's not bad. It's not optimal, but it's not... It's pretty optimal, actually. Because I special Adhara, I can make Monk. Adhara can add back the Taiye, which will force the Imperm, and then I can attack. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, banish Adhara. Oh, why'd I add Adhara back? What the... That seemed like a dumb play to me. I feel like I definitely should have grabbed Taiye, summon Taiye, force the Imperm if he has it, and if he doesn't have Imperm, then I actually have combo. Oh, he has Token Collector. Ah. I forgot about that. So I guess I don't really fault myself for making that play. I wouldn't have really got anywhere with it. So here we're going to hit him for 14. Thing that sucks is this is not a lot. Like, he's on a 4-turn clock. And 4 turns is enough to top deck out of this. He draws Celestial, which is an awful top deck, and hits the Monk. And then he's just going to be passing to me. I draw Ashina, which is pretty good here. That starts my Tenyi engine going. So I probably activate Ashina to special, banish Adhara to add back Adhara, normal summon Adhara, and then I just go battle and, why didn't I synchro? Like, I guess this way I still have access to the synchro summon because I can banish Ashina to special Vishuddha. And if I would have hard synchroed right here, he would have just impermed the cheese out. I would have went battle 28. He'd take 12, hit for 1,000. So here he's definitely taking less damage by this weird play that I made. Main 2, I Ashina for the Vishuddha. Wait, I can't summon another Ashina. I must have misclicked. Yeah. For Vishuddha. And then we go into this. Activate the effect, it gets impermed. Does this have to summon an attack or defense? Does it specify? Yeah, so I definitely could have just synchroed first and then used Ashina to special Vishuddha and then punch with all 3 and got way more damage in. 25, 45, 53 minus 16, 43, 37, which would have left him at 19. He would have used his imperm and I'd have the negate and just like an extra Vishuddha on board with more damage. So I think I definitely misplayed here. It doesn't feel like I'm in a position where that punishes me much, but he definitely can top deck out of this still. Looks like he doesn't top deck out of it. He draws Nib. And like if I would have made that play before, he for sure dies on this turn regardless of what I draw. But because of my suboptimal plays, there's still a chance that he doesn't die. Oh, I draw Summit though. So, yeah, that's kind of insane. I use Adhara to add back Taiye. Normal Taiye and then summon back Protos. And that's just game here. So even though like I made the misplay, I was fortunate enough to top deck into a way where I didn't get punished for it. Although this is still game, actually, I think. So, yeah, I still had game threat no matter what. It just, I could have had more on board. Yeah, so, like I said, it ended up working out for me. Like, we were in such a simple game state, though, that there was definitely a chance he could draw some shit that I did not want to have to deal with. Like, instead of drawing this, if he would have drawn any PK, and if he plays All Mirage, he could have just summoned the PK, link into All Mirage, activate the PK's effect, banish to do whatever it would do. If it was Cloak, search a monster, Boot, search a spell, and Gloves, just Foolish one. And then special out the Torn Scales. And then if it was Cloak, he would have searched Boots. He could special Boots and then make like Break Sword, start breaking my board and stuff. And so no matter what, like if he drew a playable card, I could have gotten punished really hard. And so I need to like still make the better play. But luckily I didn't get punished for it and we ended up taking the match. So if you guys enjoyed this replay, let me know in the comments. If you feel like I misplayed anywhere, let me know. Because besides the spots where I already pointed out. And if you think the plays that I said would be optimal still weren't the most optimal, let me know so that I can just play better in the future. So thank you guys for the help on like any plays you point out. And also thank you for the support watching the video. And I'll see you next time.